Well, this is part 2, and this is my wrestling DVD collection. As you can see, it's not that much, but yeah. I started putting the other DVDs back on, but see, like I said, it's like a ghost effect, because it looks like, oh, they're floating by themselves. But anyway, back to the wrestling DVDs. The first wrestling DVD I have is Jake the Snake Roberts, Pick Your Poison. Jake the Snake Roberts, to me, is one of those wrestlers that really just had a truly great gimmick, and also the way he talked on the mic. He had most wrestlers that, I'm going to kick your butt, blah, blah, blah. Jake the Snake Roberts didn't have to scream. He talked slow, and he talked menacing, and when he spoke, people listened. And he was one of the true wrestling icons of the 80s. And this right here has a whole lot of great features on it. Some of his great matches he had with Ricky Steamboat. That was the Snake Pit match. He also had a match on here with Honky Tonk Man at WrestleMania 3. The match at Madison Square Garden, DDT versus The Rude Awakening, that he had with Ravishing Rick Rude. He even have his match with Stone Cold Steve Austin at the 96 King of the Ring, and we all know that started the whole Austin era. But yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts, Pick Your Poison. The next DVD we have is No Way Out. I believe this is No Way Out 2005. And on here we have the main event for the World Heavyweight title, Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton for Mysterio's WrestleMania title opportunity. Chris Benoit versus Booker T. With Shamel for the United States Championship. We also have Bobby Lashley versus JBL. And we have Matt Hardy and Tatanka. This is where Tatanka made his return to the WWE. And we also have, and this is one I really like, this is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Gregory Helms, Kid Cash, Psychosis, Super Crazy, Paul London, Nunzio, Brian Kendrick, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Funaki. And it would be cool if they brought back the Cruiserweight title. We also have a special appearance by Batista on here. But that's No Way Out 2005. Or a minute, 2006. So don't quote me on that. It might be 2006. Yeah, 2006. Yeah, but anyway, the next one we have is Born to Controversy, the Roddy Piper story. Now this is a box set, 3 DVDs. Yeah, it basically chronicles Roddy Piper's career. Before there was an Austin 316, the bad boy of wrestling, Roddy Piper was it. No holds barred! That was beautiful. Him and Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon. But yeah, that's Roddy Piper. Sorry, think about Jake Snake. Roddy Piper, Born to Controversy, the Roddy Piper story. The next one is really, truly one of the best well put together DVDs, and that's another box set, and it's the Stone Cold Legacy, the legacy of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it is amazingly well put together. It's boxed, like I say, but yeah, I like how when you open up the box, you see Stone Cold, and it's next to another picture of him giving this man a finger. Really, really great DVD. He has a bunch of his matches on here also that he had. He even have his match he had in WCW when he fought Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. But yeah, Stone Cold Legacy. And this is a DVD that's not a wrestling DVD, but I forgot to show it in my collection when I was showing the DVDs. But that is Ghostbusters, put it right there about the DVD. It's Ghostbusters 1 and 2, the creme de la creme of DVDs. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. This is the commemorative that they had in 2005, I believe. It has a book in here that has a whole bunch of concept art and info about the movie. Originally, Winston was supposed to have started out with the cast as one of the 4 Ghostbusters. He's supposed to already have been in the movie from the start, which is kind of strange to know that. But yeah, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And it also has I think 2 episodes of the animated Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, really, really cool. I don't know how it's got in here, but yeah, this is another one of my DVDs. Just in case some people are like, where have you the Ghostbusters DVD? It's here, man. And these two DVDs right here are the Backyard Wrestling. Back in the day, Backyard Wrestling was something of like a cult following, and these are. I want to tell you something about this. You have some actual wrestlers on here. You have Sanjay Dutt, who at the time looked like he was like really young, and you have the sexy Tylene Buck. We might remember her from being Major Guns in WCW. But yeah, this is not wrestling with professional ring and all that shit. This is getting the hell beat out of you. This is ass whooping, and it's fun. So I got both these from Best Buy years ago, and yeah. But that's Backyard Wrestling 1, which is called Future Kings of the Ring. Some of these folks probably are not even mobile now. And Backyard Wrestling 2, more hardcore than ever before. I don't see how. But next DVD we have is WrestleMania 19. Now this is the one where Hulk Hogan brothers took on Vince McMahon. You're fired. And it also, like I said, this is really a great one to have. This is really Stone Cold Steve Austin's final match. And he took on, of course, The Rock. So this is really just for that match alone, which is just really just amazing to have The Rock versus Stone Cold. This is also the emphasis match where Brock Lesnar did the shooting star press and nearly killed himself. You have Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Just fun. The card on WrestleMania 19 was just really great. I can't say too much about The Undertaker and Nathan Jones versus Big Show and A-Train. This was actually a match The Undertaker won, and it was a handicap match. So yeah. But yeah, that's WrestleMania 19. The next DVD we have is the Royal Rumble 2008. This was really, really good. This was, I believe this marked the return of John Cena. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is the WrestleMania 28. I mean, I'm sorry, the future one. But anyway, that's the Royal Rumble 2008. Next match for any ECW fan, it's Blood Sport, the most violent matches. ECW's most violent matches. And what can be said, this match right here is throwing no punches, no censorship on this one. You have a woman taking on a man, and they're beating the living hell out of each other. That's Brula McGillicuddy taking on RVD's manager at the time, Bill Alfonso, on here, as well as you have a recent match, which is in 2005 at the first One Night Stand, where Mike Awesome, the late great Mike Awesome, took on Masato Tanaka. I can't say his name right, but anyway, really, really just hardcore. If you like blood, if you like extreme barbed wire, this is ECW at its finest, trust me. Another DVD that I got from GameStop, believe it or not, and I still haven't gotten that sticker off. But truly, Edgar Arrow, one of the greats, and this is Cheating Death, Stealing Life, the Edgar Arrow story. And this is not the one they had out recently, Viva La Raza, but what can be said, Edgar Arrow, truly great wrestler, will be missed, and this DVD has a lot of his greatest matches, from the match he had with Rey Mysterio back in WCW at Halloween Havoc, I believe, to him celebrating with Chris Benoit at WrestleMania 20. But yeah, that's the Edgar Arrow story. The next DVD we have is, I believe this is 2001, yes, November 3rd, 2001, from Manchester, England. This is Rebellion. Now, WWE at the time used to do pay-per-views in other countries, and they used to actually be just for their particular country. And Rebellion and I believe Insurrection were the two, and you had some really good matches on here. This was actually during the time of the whole Invasion storyline. But yeah, you have The Rock versus Stone Cold, The Rock versus Chris Jericho. I believe The Rock fought twice that night, but then again, I think this might be the defect on here. But yeah, that is Rebellion. The next DVD is the Rise and Fall ECW. Now, once again, the Rise and Fall ECW, it could be mixed in, kind of like the fact that this was a WWE produced DVD, so you're not truly getting the whole story of how the ECW really came to be. You're getting the story of how it came to be, but you're not getting the full from the wrestlers, because the wrestlers on this DVD were working for the WWE at the time. And, you know, they were in the original ECW, but like I say, you don't want to cross the boss. But yeah, it's still a good DVD though. It has a bunch of matches, promos from back in ECW and whatnot. There's not too much editing of a lot of stuff on here as well. But this one right here is the one that I would prefer if you wanted to really get a not one-sided story, but it's called Forever Hardcore. It's just the documentary. It features Terry Funk, Raven. Sabu actually speaks on this one. Shane Douglas, the Sandman. And it basically is how they are telling the story of ECW too. And it's just a really good DVD. The next one is Rob Van Dam, One of a Kind. Now, the thing about this DVD is it's 2 discs, and it has, I mean, a lot of RVD matches, and it even has his match in WCW. I didn't even realize RVD was in WCW, and it's a WCW Saturday Night main event from January 23rd, 1993. He took on a guy named Pat Rose, and he even has a match with Raven, but then he was known as Scotty Flamingo, and that was in WCW, on WCW Worldwide. Yeah, just get this for those matches, because it's really rare to have seen RVD before he was the whole effing show. And when I saw his first match, he looked like a kid, a little kid. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the next DVD is still sealed. I haven't got a chance to actually watch this DVD yet, and that is the Ring of Honor Wrestling, which presents Stars of Honor, and this has a lot of really great matches. Wrestlers like CM Punk, Low Key, Shinshi, Shinshi, that doesn't even look like Daniel Bryan, does it? Daniel Bryan, when he didn't give a fuck about authorities and shit. But yeah, it has Star Plus Field bonus features with CM Punk / Samoa Joe retrospective, Mick Foley in Ring of Honor, Bruno Sammartino in Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is really a great wrestling person. I don't really get a chance to actually watch it because, it's most of the time where I live, I don't get to actually see it, but it's good to have this DVD. And the last wrestling DVD is Sting, Lex Luger, Goldberg. It's the Rise and Fall of WCW. And once again, I could say that this is not fully a full retrospective in a sense, because it gives you a retrospective like the WCW and whatnot. But once again, it is a WWE produced DVD. But you do get a bunch of great matches on here. Hogan getting put in the slipper by Ric Flair. But yeah, that's the Rise and Fall of WCW. And these are all my DVDs. Wrestling DVDs. But yeah, guys, this is Jughead82 signing off.